No, wrong place. Discard. Hi, everybody. Let me go back online. Okay, there we go. Trying to. Okay, I may be a little bit off on Instagram. On what's it called? Okay, there we go. Let's see. Now I think. Hi, everyone. Okay, there we go. Sign in on Instagram on my personal platform. Like, can you tell? It is Thursday. What's it? We've worked all weekend. You don't even know what's going on anymore. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello when you come on. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm trying to get my okay, bear with me on YouTube and okay, there we go. Finally. Okay, all right. I should be able to see me much better now. All right, there we go. Hey, Miss Elena Sanctuary. Hi, TikTok family. Happy Thursday to you, Kim. Today, how are you? Mayor 381. Hello. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 in the sanctuary. How many languages do you speak? Like besides English, how many African? Well, you probably speak Spanish. So how many languages do you speak altogether? Because I mean, this kind of woman who can sell you, she'll sell you. Good evening, Tosia Yomide. How are you? That's good to know, Kim. Today. Thank you. Like my nail tech would usually come up with all kind of stuff. I'm telling you. And we still haven't found a man with all these different nail designs. Hi, Mr. Henry. How are you? Hello, Miss Peggy. Hello. Hello, Nikki. My sister from another mother. Literally. We grew up together in 1004, 1G4. Hello, Mr. Kobina. Yes. I think it was mailed. So we should be expecting it early next week by God's grace. Yeah. Duolingo Spanish. I think that counts. But Nikki is my sister from another mother. We grew up together in 1G4, 1004. You know, we 1004 kids. We thought we were like, the people thought we were butter kids. But it was far from. Nikki, would you say we were butter kids? You know how we say in Nigeria now. Ajebota, right? I don't think so. Hey, Miss Sophia. I think we just thought we were. We convinced ourselves that we were living in government house, and I think our parents were doing good. I think. Who knows? But anyway, welcome everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone has had a great week so far. No, we're not. I'm not telling you. We thought we were, but we're not. I don't know if my mom is here. I'm going to tell a joke about. I'm just thinking of it's crazy. If I see that my mom's signing, I'll tell you, because y'all may not believe me. What I did when we moved to 1004. I think I was 6 years old. 1984. Yeah, I was 6 years old when we moved to 1000, because I know it was the year my sister was born. My sister was born in 1984. Our parents did a good job. They did. We thought we were convinced that we were butter kids, but no. But hey, listen, to each their own. Here we are. Here we are. But if my mom is on, I'm going to tell you, y'all going to just pass out. Like, no, she didn't. But anyway, if you are just joining us for the first time, say hello. Let us know what state, what city, what country you're joining us from. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. I'm trying to get this. Hold on, bear with me 1 second, y'all. Okay, let's see if I can Okay, now I can see it better. Represent immigration clients in all 50 states, so it doesn't matter what state you live in. We can and do represent immigration clients, regardless of state you live in. Now, if you live in Alaska, well, I'm gonna go through my green DB. Yes, who represent you as well. Tolu from Boston, welcome. It's not my first time based in Maryland. Thank you, Kintunia, for joining. Hello, Mr. Tunji Bravo. Hello, TikTok family. It's been 14 weeks. So just put your questions in the comment section. We'll get to that. And that's what we're doing tonight. We have questions night. So I try to do take questions each, do questions night every third live or every fourth, third or fourth, just depends on if there's anything I want to talk about. You've been to Alaska. I have never been. I have a girlfriend who is actually currently on a cruise to Alaska. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. It's a beautiful state. Okay. Would you be 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 or not? Because it's cold. Because I like Nikki, you live in a cold state. I do. I live in the South. Like winter is not our thing, you know. For someone who lives in Chicago for the 3.5 years, I just can't do cold winter season. I just can't. So 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Anyway, we'll be glad to represent you, whether you live in Alaska or Alabama. It doesn't really matter. That's a question we get all the time. Immigration is federal practice, so that means that your attorney does not need to live in the same state that you live in, as long as the attorney is willing to represent you, whatever state you're in. Just like today, our client. Let me go back here. Let me see if. Hold on 1 second. I want to pull up and just make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Thomas had their green card interview just yesterday. Was yesterday 28th? Yeah, yes. So this is 29, right? You know, it's like it's been a long week. Had the interview, so we prepped on because we prepped on Tuesday. Interview was yesterday, and today we got their green card approved. And we just filed this case in February. Favor of God. So February, March, April, May. I'll be damned. 3 months? Hold on. It will be. So it was filed on February 21st. Approved today. Yeah, 3 months and a week. Thank you, Jesus. That's favor right there. So hello, Mr. Professor. How are you? Yes. So this is 29. Thank you. God is in the story. I'm telling you, just a very, very, and a very prayerful couple to also work with. And we prayed together Tuesday, and I mean, I don't force anything. I just always tell, hey, can we pray together? And if your faith is the same as mine, why not? And we just say you're going with God. So couldn't be happier for them. But anyway, so if we can help you in your immigration journey, we would love to be part of your own story as well. We can be contacted at 334-341-4475, info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕.com, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒑.com. So same number in WhatsApp. Can't even tell you how many times I'm like, I said, like, can number on WhatsApp. It's the same number. I think I say it every single time. It's on almost every post that we have. It's the same number on WhatsApp, 334-341-4475. So reach out to us, and let's discuss your immigration case. All cases start with a paid consultation. That's how I evaluate your case and decide whether or not it's a case that I'm going to represent you on. So looking forward to speaking with whoever is next so we can celebrate you as well. All right, people, let's talk immigration. So we are doing questions night. Put your questions in the comments section. Please do not repeat any questions. If you repeat questions, I will not answer the question. People say, have you been a teacher before? No, listen, life is not too difficult. We don't have to make it difficult. It's a very simple instruction. It just makes life a lot easy, especially when you raise boys. You just find a way to, boys are something. I told you guys on Tuesday, my high maintenance 14 and a half-year-old kid. So they store to federal. I showed them a real African woman. I know all the bouginess went through the window. Who's working? But anyway, so please do not repeat your questions, and we try to get to as many questions as possible. And so let's start. If you have not followed, hello, Miss Ogunbiade. If you haven't followed us on any of our platforms, please do so. Subscribe, like, follow, share at Olale Immigration, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're also still trying to build our YouTube community. So please subscribe at Olale Immigration. That will be very much appreciated. I'm just gonna need these new glasses. It's different from what I usually, because I usually go for the cat eyes, but it's oversized and I love it. I can see. I mean, if you can't see, you may as well see in style, But anyway, so let's get started. Trust that you and your family are doing well. So yeah, God is good, Mr. Kovina. God is good. For those with pending, and disclaimer, questions, we graduated middle school yesterday. Congratulations to Miss Peggy's son graduation from middle school. It's a big deal. High school here. I mean, we just finished first year of high school, so it's challenging. TJ can call TJ for the whole week. He's probably watching. So I'm like, what? Did you actually say that? Yeah, he's gonna come back at me. So I ain't worried about that. But TJ, we're quiet. As in, I can actually think. Because into my Jack me more. Like, nobody to holler at. Well, I say holler at him because, we FaceTime every day, obviously. So I say holler at him like today, but it's not close. It's not within my space. So that's okay. But anyway, so let's see. Okay. Questions are general information. No singing, right? Okay, next week, Amari. Nothing specific to your case. If you want something that is specific to your particular case, and that's something we do over a consultation. All right, so let's get started. Hello, good evening, please. For those with pending EAD applications. Oh, by the way, before I forget, and I think we put the post up today, we are seeing a crazy trend with USCIS. So be aware of this. USCIS, now the policy changed during COVID, where because nothing was being done in person, they allowed us to submit applications with photocopies of original signatures, but the policy still required that you maintain the original copies of the signed pages of your forms, right? And then after a while, that photocopy signature policy became a permanent USCIS policy under the Biden administration. But it still was the fact still remained that you had to maintain the original copies of the signed forms. I have never, in almost 10 years of practicing immigration law, I have never seen up until recently where USCIS is actually, and I think it's one of their strategies again to find a way not to approve cases for immigrants, because all of a sudden now we're seeing more of RFEs. Or I have a colleague whose client's case was actually, I've had one of such RFEs, and thank God, I for whatever reason, because what I do with my firm is, clients send it to us. We always do reviews. If you've ever been a client of mine, there is nothing that is going to be sent out to USCIS without you reviewing your forms. And so we have emails back and forth. So, and I do not delete. That's why we have, huge cloud storage, because I don't delete emails. So thankfully in that case, this was a case we started in 2021. It's a VAWA case. Earlier this year, we got that RFE for saying that my signature, I blasted it because I was like, you're trying to tell me that I photoshopped my client's signature without letting the client sign. I mean, that was just ridiculous. But I had to dig into my emails and found the email exchange where the client, client and I went back and forth as well. Okay, these are the edits you needed. The paralegal made the edits and all that. So all of that is what we're able to show. And then the clients, they thankfully kept original copies of their signed form. So they sent it to us. We sent it to USCIS. And my style of signing is I don't even scan I scan in some situations, but what I started doing is now, especially with this new policy, I just print out. So once we have everything assembled, we assemble everything in electronically and then print it out. When I do a final review is when I finally sign. So USCIS will always have my original signature. So that's it's not my original signature anymore. But just so you know, my colleague's client's case was denied. It was a VAR case based on them not being able to produce the original signature on the I-360. We're seeing more of that in VAR cases, just something you're aware. So what I've told my paralegals is reach out to clients, let them know, hey, anything we're doing moving forward, everybody has to, retain their signed pages. You just never know. So I really truly believe it's just another way for them to deny cases for no reason, because it's not a big deal. But that's what the policy is. Even if you file an appeal, that's what the AAO is probably going to side with them on. So just so something you guys be aware of. Retain your original signature pages, even if because most people have, like myself, have a lot of clients that are not in Alabama, even clients that are in the same state as I am. Because we hardly do any in-person meetings, everything is scanned directly to your folder, and so we just print everything electronically. So make sure you retain the original copies of your signature pages in all of your USCIS application forms. Just an FYI. All right. For those with pending EAD applications, will the new bill aim at reducing the validity 6 months affect them? There's no telling. I cannot speculate to that. There's nothing, because I've read the bill. There's nothing in there that says it's going to be retroactive, but there's no tell. I don't know. But keep in mind, it has not passed the Congress completely now. The House of Reps has passed it. This is not going to affect anything or change anything until it actually becomes law, meaning it's been signed. Obviously, we know this president is going to sign it. Okay. Did I miss something? Okay. So how are you doing? You were butter for sure. I'm not butter. You think my mom would think otherwise, but 1,004 flat is not for everybody. Back in the day, it was if you're on the island, that's where everybody was living 1,000. It was good growing up on 1,004. That one, I can't lie. I cannot deny that. It was just. Right, Nikki? It was just a different vibe, right? And you had access to all those, great restaurants, and it was just good. It was good. But, things that was before, when 1,004 was actually still 1,004, right? When things still worked. Even with the NEPA and all that, we had something in 1,004 that even with NEPA, there was I don't know what it was called, but they were rationing the electricity. So you're not completely out of electricity, whatever. But I think there was an estate generator, or I don't know, but they were rationing with Christian A, Christian B, or you have it for 2 hours, whatever case may be. So you always had light at some point. It was great. From Joseph from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for joining. Hello, Miss Mary. I applied for VAR. It's been 38 months now. When do you think I'll get it? Anything about how long something is taking, go on uscis.gov/processing times. VAR is currently, because obviously I do a lot of that. So almost on a daily basis, I just check, just because you become addicted, this means 42 and a half months. Putting your priority date, it will tell you when your case is going to be considered to be outside normal processing time. Okay. All right. So Chorty, I just said do not repeat questions. Y'all just don't listen. Right? Okay. Oh. Okay. we just talked about you, Mr. Thomas. I'll get to you. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. We thank God. God is faithful. God is faithful. Okay, let's see. Interviewed for I-485, I-130 approved. Since then, nothing. Yes, we're seeing that there's no time to sue yet. Yeah, not even a month yet. We're seeing normally you're supposed to wait at least 180 days. But that's another thing we're seeing, and I have a case like that. Actually, you have two cases like that. I-130 approved. The I-485 is still pending. One of those cases, however, we had a religious waiver for vaccination filed, and I know they really grilled my clients about that. So I suspect that's the delay in that particular case. The other one, we really don't know, but we still have to wait 180 days. It's not even 30 days yet. So that's what I would tell you as well. So it's not something to sue them over at this point. You don't even want to ruffle anyone's feathers in USCIS right now. Okay. And receipt notices are taking forever. Yes. It's been 14 weeks since I mailed my packet to USCIS extreme. No, receipt notices are taking till Jesus comes back. So I've got VAR cases since March. I don't think we have any receipt notice for all our cases. And I think we had about 14 cases, VAR cases in March. I don't think we have any of those cases that, and I was talking to my assistant today, I was like, none of them as the ones we have so far are the ones we found as of January, February. So you're not the only one. We don't know what's going on, but you're not the only one. For instance, even change of status extension of I-539, the ones we filed last week of April, last week of April, and the latest one was back on May 1st. We just literally got the notices yesterday and today. So receipt notices are delayed. It's not necessarily anything you're doing, just hang in there. And Eagles Forever, the plea or the ask was don't repeat questions, but anyway. My mom's green card expires in January. When do you think it can be renewed? You can renew anytime it's 6 months or less. It's an advisable to travel domestically as an undocumented who has a pending I-485. I'm not advising to travel, but generally, just make sure if you're looking to travel, that's completely between you and your attorney. If you don't have an attorney, that's a decision you have to make yourself. But it would just be wise under this administration to have copies of your receipt notices to show that you've got something pending. And have a valid ID. So right now, even if you don't have a real ID, you still can use your international passport as long as it is it's still valid. It hasn't expired. Okay. I've submitted my refugee travel document renewals to USCIS since last year, April, but not returned yet. Yes, it's not uncommon that it's taken that long. How much is for consultation? 30 minutes, 140, 45 minutes, 210, 1 hour, $265. If you go on our website, it's the fastest way to schedule your consultation. I am an asylum seeker pending. Should not be worried about deportation. You shouldn't be worried about anything. Just putting everything in God's hands. I know it's scary what's going on. I just was reading a report today that a couple that are originating from Brazil were deported, and their 2-year-old child was also deported with them. The 2-year-old child is a U.S. citizen born in Florida. So it's crazy things going on. Yeah. And then even crazier things are going on because I was watching a video of a group of people who were protesting against Harvard. Just go on TikTok, because sometimes I want to laugh. I just go on TikTok and put in this, whatever they call them, followers protesting against Harvard, and let me know if you think those are the kind of people who should be protesting against Harvard. Just let me know what you think. That's all. Yeah. What's the procedure to get in contact? So yes, that's the procedure. You go in our website. It's once again olalayalawfirm.com. That's the fastest way to get it scheduled. Yeah. Hello, Miss Yabo. How are you? Trying to. I see it on TikTok a lot more that people, yeah. Cannot marry 60 days after entering into the U.S. Nothing says you cannot, but be prepared to have, questions asked if you are filing shortly after that. It used to be that they said the 90-day rule doesn't exist, but it still does in the sense of they still may question your intent upon arrival into the United States. Can we submit 1040 W-2 stubs if petitioner 2024 admitted taxes will delay for? I don't teach people what to do. That's not a question. That's not a general question thing. That's something you sit down with a lawyer to figure that out. And if you don't have a lawyer and you're not sure what to do, then maybe it's time to get a lawyer on your case. Is it possible for me to get married considering my kind of case at hand? Yes, because the vow has been approved, so you can actually get married after the approval of your vow case. You just cannot get married before the vow is approved. So you can get married after the vow case has been approved, even if your green card application is still pending. But because you're my client, I would say just let us wait. There is no hurry. Single life. No, okay, you're not single, you're engaged. But it's no urgency. Just be patient a little bit. Okay. VA is pending almost 2.5 years and just got an asylum interview at USCIS. So we're talking, I reschedule it. Contact the asylum office with a copy of your interview notice and tell them you want to reschedule. All righty. Let me go to Instagram real quick on this one. Hello, Evo Proud. How are you? Do you still have to do COVID test for RFE in VA case? What do you mean RFE? COVID test? What is it? What RFE are you? I've never heard of RFE being sent for COVID test for VA cases. Do you mean the medical examination? I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking me. All right, let's get to Instagram. Okay, let's see. Kiki Omoba, Akali from North Carolina. Akali 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Okay. Welcome everyone to the most positive immigration space on social platforms. Safe space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies with this lady right here. Thank you, Mr. Sanctuary. Okay. Buddy. Mr. Sanctuary, okay. 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒕. Oh, Amasa. Hello, Miss Sophia. Trendy World One, Tolu from Boston. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's see. Questions here. We're answering questions tonight. I went in October and saw the Northern Lights. Okay. How far out is? I know it's going to be far. I'm doing it. I'd rather go to Europe than go. Well, that's just me. God is in the story. Trust and believe in God for that. Okay. Okay. Oh, plenty. Hello, Mr. Thomas. Congratulations to you and Miss Ashley. Hello, Miss Eniola. How are you? Okay. I want to confess to everyone what this lawyer did to my life. We got our PR today under 3 months with her help, and it all went too smooth to believe. Help me thank her so much, everyone. Thank you. We thank God. Y'all know I don't do well with compliments, but we thank God. God is a faithful God. He is a faithful God. He is a faithful God. I think it was great working with you and your wife. And when I tell you, y'all, the people that that woman loves this man like nobody's business. So I think that's part of what made. But obviously you want to put in because you never can take anything for granted. But it was just really, really great working with you and your wife. You know, yeah. But we thank God. Hello, Miss Malabi. How are you? God has blessed us so much. Everything she's had dispense. Amen. So shall it be for you as well. Pending ISIS 751 since 2019, renewed every year for 1 year stamp till date. What could have been the course? I cannot speculate into your case as I have no clue what's going on in your case. You can see that again. Interview with questions about food. Can't even explain this to anyone. The Thomases say big thank you to her. Okay, let's move on. Thank God for Wuhan. I'm telling you, it was where he can get the best. Yeah, it's just. I say right when you say go with God, it's not just the statement you just want to say. When you say go with God, it's speaking into existence that God is going to show you that unexpected favor, that even people that are supposed to that you think would be in your way will show you mercy when you go with God. So we thank Him. Alrighty, we thank God. We rejoice with you, Mr. Thomas. Got Nisi an absolute decree issued in April and July 2023. Went back to court to collect their certified true copies in November. Will USCIS have issues with a year of internal collection? I can't speculate into whether they'll have an issue or not. If it's certified copies, as long as I guess the date would have to be maybe a letter to corroborate the fact that it's not just newly issued. Those were the dates that the certified copies were issued or something along those lines. This is my first time joining. How can I book a consultation? Thank you for joining. Emery Nega. Okay, I don't know how. Sorry if I butchered that. But if you go on our website, olalayalawfirm.com, and any of our platforms, you would actually see on our bio, there's a link there that will take you directly to where you can schedule your consultation. Hello, Miss Amomi. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Amomi. Happy birthday. I rejoice with you and celebrate you. You have many, many reasons to give God the glory. How is my angel? How is CJ? You mean TJ? Any TJ? And Jim are doing TJ is doing absolutely well. He has to be living his best life. He's living his best life. Oh, my grandma's doing, and grandma and my mom is doing well. Wonder NIW just finished my master's and about to start PhD. Should I wait or can I start now? Do you offer the service? I no longer am accepting any new NIW cases, but I would advise that it's safer to attempt it while you are still in valid status. So you may want to start now if you have enough evidence to do. Okay, but quick, right there, actually. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. It's upcoming. Okay. Oh, okay. So when is it though? Because I remember it's coming. It's coming up. What's the plan? For me invitation. I'm at the Atlanta rule. I'm supposed to be coming to Atlanta actually because I have a friend who's supposed to come see me. So depending on the friend's schedule, see, it's around the corner. So we thank God. So depending on the friend's schedule, I'm gonna actually reach out to the friend and say, "Hey, Shamashi Fatini, let me know." If so, I probably would reach out to them and say, "Hey, can you try to make your trip about?" Because they're coming from out of the country. Yes, we're none. That would be great because yeah. So if and congratulations to Angel summa cum laude. That is just well, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. We thank God. We thank God. See all things. Okay, I should particular now. I need to check with you for next one. Check me for we need to come see. That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. That would be good. But check first, because now I'm working during the summertime. When TV is out of the house, and we go to out and we go to bar somewhere, you know. Hello, Alan girl. How are you? Okay, let's see what other questions. We still have some time. So bring your questions, because if you contact me, I was like, oh, I didn't ask her this question. You're going to have to pay. So let's ask the questions now. Hello, Miss Creasy. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so are you asking about the RFE, like the I-45 RFE? I guess that's what you're asking, because there's no VAR relate. There's no COVID test for VAR petition itself. Hello, Miss Creasy. How is my baby girl doing? I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? How's my dealer doing? My baby girl. How old is she now? Because these kids grow really fast. They grow up really fast. I'm telling you. My brother got married 5 days ago after coming to the U.S. He is not living with wife. Can he file for? Okay, well, it's your brother, so you should know about him. Got married 5 days ago after coming to you. He's not living with his wife. Can he file his papers? Why is he not living with his wife? I guess is the first question. Good to know. Why they're not living together? My mom cannot read or write. She is due to be a citizen. What should I do? See if you're able to have her seen by a neurologist, and if it's possible to get a medical exemption for her. But the 648 and 648 form has to be completed by a physician. I said easy to reschedule. It's not about being easy. You just have to have good grounds to reschedule. So, but if you know that you're not ready for the interview, that's what you need to do. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. I want to file for N400. I have 10-year green. So what's your question, Abimbola? Let's see. Okay. All right. Trolls. So I'm dealing with the trolls. Just get them out. I don't have time for nonsense. Okay, just go ahead. I already did that one. All right. So Abimbola, what's your question? Okay, is it easy to reschedule? Okay. All right, so. All right. 14. Oh, wow. Time flies. Time surely flies. All right. I think we got, I'm doing well, Island Girl. How are you? I'm doing very well. Okay. I think that went pretty fast. My son was 17 before I married my American citizen spouse, I guess. And the marriage is 5 years now. Can I still file for my son? So your son was 17 before you got married. So your son is what, 22 now? Right? Why didn't you? So your son is 22 years old now. Is your son in the United States? Otumba, is your son in the US? 22. So where is he in the United States? Okay, in Nigeria. Okay. So it's not, so since your son is now, and what are you, a citizen or green card holder? What is your status? What's your status now? Okay, green card holder. As long as your son remains unmarried, because I would assume 22, he's not getting married anytime soon. But as long as he remains unmarried, then you can file for him. A green card holder cannot file for a married child. But a green card holder can file for a child of any age as long as they are unmarried. That's number one. Number two, you getting married to your citizen spouse before he turns 17 does nothing for him at this point unless your spouse had filed for him before he turned 21. So if you wanted to lock in his age, and the relevance of him being under the age of 18 when you got married to your spouse would be for him to still be classified as a child, to be classified as a child, stepchild of a U.S. citizen. And that would have been if your spouse was going to be filing for him. If your spouse never filed for him before he turned 21, then getting married to her when he was under 18 makes no difference right now, because now you are the green card holder. And since he's over 21 now, then you have to be the one to file for him, because he's no longer classified as a stepchild of a U.S. citizen. I hope that helps. Yes. Okay. Do you get receipt notices when you file via appeal, and how long before they acknowledge it? Yes, you get a receipt notice. The I-290B, they'll send you a receipt notice for your I-290B. And we got one yesterday, and we filed it. Let me pull it up real quick just to give you an idea. So that was filed. Okay, so this my most recent VA appeal, we filed, the Nebraska Service Center received it on May 13, and you think that other notices will come rather quickly, but anyway, they received it on May 13, and the notice date is May 22, and we got it yesterday. So about 2 weeks for I-290B. So if they can do that, why don't you just send the darn VAR receipt notices? But anyway, so just to put things in perspective for you. My prima facie determination has been renewed more than 3 times, but this next renewal, my lawyer office asked me to send 4 picture passport. Is this a new requirement, or what could this mean? Ask your lawyer. There's no prima facie determination that would require you to send any. Why you saying? So wait. Destined _ tycoon. Are you not getting automatic renewals or extension of your prima facie? I mean, what? There's nothing you're sending. It's not like you filed to renew it. USCIS sends you extensions before the current one expires. So there's nothing you're asking them to do. I'm hoping you're not being told you have to pay to renew a prima facie determination. I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I file for my brother's son, who is 17 years old and will be turning 18 years by August this year? I already adopted him 2 years ago with court documents. Well, if you adopted him, so he's now your adopted son, then you've got 2 options. Since you're a U.S. citizen, are his parents still active in his life? Number one. And you must have filed, offering adoption is not going to work, because you must have filed the I-600 before he turned 16, or if he has a sibling that you also adopted, then before that sibling turned 16. If not, the only other option you would have will be to do a family petition, the regular, like you file an I-130 for him. But you also have to show that you've had legal and physical custody of him for at least 2 years. So those would be your options. If you need to have something more specific to your case, then you want to sit down with a lawyer to discuss that. 10 years green card through marriage. Cannot sponsor my new spouse. If you got a 10-year green card through marriage and it's been less than 5 years since you got that green card, no, you cannot. That's number one. Number two, if you're looking to sponsor your spouse who is here in the United States and that spouse is not in any valid status, then no, that's the second reason why you cannot. You can file an I-130, but the spouse would not be able to get a green card if you're still a green card holder and they've overstayed. That's number one. Number two, if you got your green card through marriage and it's been less than 5 years since you had that green card, then the law does not allow you to file for another spouse when your green card is less than 5 years, unless you're willing to go through proving all over again that marriage through which you got your green card. Okay, let's see. All right. N400 progress says interview scheduled, but I'm not seeing no messages, notice, or mail notices. So what's your question? Okay. All right, so I have okay. All right, so anything about how long something is taking, please go on USCIS.gov/person time. That's where you can go. Please, I want to book an appointment with you. I need your help for removal or file for citizenship. Go on our website, olalayalawfirm.com, or send an email to info@olalayalawfirm.com. Go on any of our platforms. Just you'll be able to find easily how to schedule your consultation easily. Thank you, Ms. Ella Sanctuary. Yes, so there you go. Yeah, so that's the information there. Okay. All right, adopt him. Okay, I answered that. I called yesterday. They asked me to send picture of passport. You called who? Destin Tycoon. Who you called? Well, I can't speak to what's going on, but you don't need to. There's no. You don't need a passport to renew anything. Maybe they got a request for evidence for something, and so they're just telling you. So you ask your lawyer. You just find out from your lawyer what it is they need your passport photographs for. What can someone do if the lawyer helping out died? I'm sorry to hear that. And do not have any documents from her. You have to do a FOIA request then. Send a request to USCIS to get a complete copy of your file. She passes and no documents was collected and know how far she has gone. So has it been submitted or it hasn't been submitted? Oh, so it has not been submitted? If nothing has been submitted and she was in the process of submitting your case, there's usually go to the office and see or contact the state bar. There's usually a designated person that will take care of their files because that's something every state bar provides for. Sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. Thank you. I think we got through every Papa Roach. How about you go get a life somewhere? Obviously, you have a lot of time on your hands, right? U.S. citizen married to Zimbabwean, filed I-130 in September. Time keeps extending. So what's your question? If I file for premium processing, how long does it take? Do you have premium processing for what? What application? Can a green card holder through asylum file for her boyfriend who is out of status? You can file an I-130. I've said it several times. The issue is for a green card holder sponsoring the spouse is not whether you can file an I-130 for that spouse. That's not the problem because think about it. People file I-130 petitions for spouses who are not even in the country. So the I-130 petition part of it is not the issue. Filing whether or not your spouse who is now out of status and in the United States, can they get a green card based on that I-130? So for instance, your I-130 you're filing on behalf of your spouse gets approved. Can that spouse file for a green card? And the short answer to that, without leaving the country if they've overstayed, and the short answer to that is no. There is no exemption for spouses or green card holders who have overstayed. There's no exemption as far as overstay exemption or anything like that. No. So that's just a drawback to that. Okay. All right, people. I think we have FedEx delivered appeal package but couldn't track it in case status. You can't track anything if you haven't received your receipt notice. As long as you have confirmation that it was, that's all you can do at this point. If FedEx has delivered it, until you get the notice from USCIS that there's nothing to track. I'm not sure what you mean track it on case status. What do you mean by you can't track it? Do you have the notice already? It's one thing for FedEx to deliver it. But have you received a notice from USCIS acknowledging that you have properly filed your I-29B? How does it take? I guess you mean how long does it take? if you file I-130 premium. There's no premium processing for I-130. Okay. All right, everyone. What? Yeah, but so if you have to wait, when did you submit it? When did you file your appeal? When was it filed? Or when was it delivered? When was it delivered? I'm a U.S. citizen, currently filed I-130 for my spouse this year, but she is currently schooling in Canada and she has work permits only in Canada, cannot file I-129F for her to continue her process. You can file that. The question is, will it get approved before? Will get approved before the I-130? We're seeing that they usually approve them about the same time, so it may not really necessarily benefit you at the end of the day. Okay. Every time if receipt notice is lost, can someone get another one? Contact USCIS. But it depends. Sometimes you may have to file an I-824 to get a duplicate receipt. It just depends on what it is. Okay. Alrighty. All right, everybody. March 11 is when you filed the I-290B. I'm seeing, and it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your case, but as long as you I hope you kept a copy of everything that you submitted to USCIS, so that if there's any reason for them to say something, you have a copy of you. But I've just not, knock on wood, I've just not had any I-290Bs filed that's taking as long as the regular VAR cases being filed to get receipt notices. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining as always. Always good to have people like you guys take time out of your busy schedules, because listen, we're all, this adulting thing is not easy. Adulting is a scam. I'm telling you, adulting is a scam. Sometimes you're like, okay, well, I don't even feel like being an adult today. You can't even do that. You can't. But anyway, so I appreciate you guys always coming in. Very, very much appreciated. Once again, congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. Love you back, Miss Gracie. It couldn't have been anything else but God's grace and God's favor. And I thank God, because one of the things that we were talking about yesterday and even today was putting it together a case that tells your story. And that's just something that, thank you, Sophie. That's just something that we try the best we can in our firm to make sure that your case tells your story, and where it's easy for you to look in your file and say, you know what, okay, this is well put together, so that if this was still under the administration where cases were waived and interviews were waived and all of that, there's no telling if their case would have waived interview. But we thank God that in just 3 months, he went from no status to being a permanent resident. Only the way God works. So y'all have a wonderful weekend. It's by the time I see you, God willing, next week is going to be a new month. We're already halfway through 2025. Even though you're looking at it and say, you know what, the year is halfway gone, and I still do not have, my prayers have not been answered, or I still don't have my papers. I'm still waiting. People who filed after me have their papers. We can go on and on and on and on. But it's very clear what the Bible says, that the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall not tarry, it shall surely come. Everybody has their own season. Everybody has their own timeline. You cannot work with someone else's clock. So, but just one thing you can do is to keep celebrating birthday month. Happy birthday in advance, Miss Peggy. Keep celebrating with other people, because I know I've seen it happen, that as you continue to celebrate with others, God will remember you. God will raise people to celebrate you as well. And so just hang in there, knowing that your turn is coming. The day is coming where you will be the one to be elevated and to be celebrated. And so shall it be, in Jesus' name.